Hey guys, welcome to another TheDrGshow. Let me just want to say thank you guys and welcome to the new season. I hope that you guys are all prepared and geared up for the upcoming months in this year. You know, sometimes we go through things and we don't understand why we're going through things. And I have, throughout my show, have tried to help and encourage people and in their relationships and in the day to day as we go on. This time I'm going to take the time. I had to look at and refocus my show, and I thought to myself that throughout the year I've helped with many relationships, and people have asked me and looked at advice, and I've given them my advice in many ways. But I want you to understand something. And I want you to understand something. How much times a day have you prayed? Somebody asked me, said, I don't really know how to pray. So I want to take this time out to tell you guys that there's three parts that I promote, and you guys, we have to understand. We need to have an equilibrium in life, and that's a total balance. We have to understand that we are capable of becoming that person that we would like to be if we have a total balance in life. It's not just about what we put on and looking after our body. It's about three things: your mind, your body, and your soul. And many times, all three of these areas of your life needs to be prepared and need to have the subsequent material to make it become enlightened and a stronger person in that area. And it starts with many little things. So I'm just taking the time back. I looked at my show, and this year I'll try and emphasize and try and promote and push a lot more on the spiritual side so we can have soul preparation. But there's one of the things I want you to do, and I want you to take back. And we're going to talk about prayer today because one of the things that you are what you pray. People sometimes don't understand it. Some people don't understand who they are because they have not prayed. And some people pray for things and they don't know who they are. And I'm going to say this to you guys, is that when you look at your life, you have to understand in your relationships from day to day, whether it be a relationship with your mother, your father, your children, or in the workplace, or whatever it is, from your workplace to school, college, university, knowing that you are what you pray. Now, you might say, what are you saying? You don't understand it. But I'm going to tell you this. Whenever you're in a place in your life that you feel needy, you always say, Lord, I want this, or Lord, I want that. But people don't understand the concept of how to pray and understanding that your prayer is opening up of your doorway. It's not just a letter that you have on a doorpost, or perhaps a prayer that you've written down and have in a box somewhere, or the one that you stick on the wall, or the one that you memorize from child. It's not just that. It's the opening of your heart to God, where you're opening up the doorway from your heart to God. So that's one of the things I want to try and say in your relationships. People ask me, how can I have a total, my man's cheating on me, he's telling me lies, he's made mistakes. Because there's a missing and there's a lacking of your spiritual life. It's three parts, and that's mind preparation, body preparation, and soul preparation. So today I'm going to try and focus on a bit of the soul. And one of the things I want you guys to stay with me and understand is, when it comes to praying, you have to communicate in a way that you open your heart to Him, because He knows who you are. It doesn't matter how you pray, but it's that you open up your heart to Him. Not just in what you want from Him, but what He desires of you and desires of me. One of the things is that many times as individuals we make mistakes. Many of us go all out of our way to do things, and when we mess up, we forget that we told Him, and He knows our hearts and our weaknesses and what we are capable of. Now, I'm going to say this. Whenever you are in the workplace and you see a director of your firm, wherever you work, your manager, your boss walks in, and you feel that sense of, okay, I wonder if he's watching me, or if his boss, if I mess up or do something, he's going to complain. Or if he even calls you and say, I need to speak to you in the office. You become this way complacent, and you think, okay, just questions in your mind. The same way when you approach God, you have to have that sense of respect, sense of authority, sense of Him knowing that He's in control and His divine power is capable of making who you are, who you want to be. And He just wants to see that you're capable of doing this. And the same thing in your relationships from day to day. Why is God is important in your relationship? Because your failures and your disappointments, your mistakes, your downfalls, He will enlighten them and make them become something if you give them to Him, and He can use His will over your life. I can only say this because of experience and what I've been through. And he is the only person that made me who I am and how strong I've become. And even when I make mistakes and even when I do things wrong, I know I'm capable of being in a place where he wants me to be, because I've opened up that door where I can hear his voice and him knowing his purpose or will for my life. Now, I'm going to say this. Throughout the time I've helped many relationships, I've always said to them, what have you asked God for in your relationship? What have you asked God for in your life? What do you want out of a real relationship? Many of the times we go in with just the body, which is sex, to fulfill the body's pleasures. What about the mind? What can that man bring to you to edify and uplift your mind? You expect so much of a man, but did not expect nothing of yourself because you didn't ask God for it. And soul preparation is one of the key things that keeps that marriage, keeps that relationship, that dating, courting thing together. Some of us get carried away and forget about self-love. Some of us get carried away and forget about self-love because we have not opened up or loved ourselves enough and even let him above, the man upstairs, God, empower us to know that I created you, and and because I created you, everything I created is perfect. So you are perfect. Even if you're fat or overweight, you are perfect. Even if you're skinny or underweight, you are perfect. Even if because he created you, and he will form you according to his will if you allow him to be in a place with him. So first, self-love is to understand that you are beautiful. You hug yourself and say every day, I am beautiful, I'm fearful and wonderfully made. And that's one of the things. Self-love is one that develops you to be able to wanting to love somebody else. And so I'm being capable of loving. If you don't love yourself, you're gonna have an imbalance in your relationships throughout the rest of your life. So we have to understand that when we pray, we don't just give respect and adoration to him. We just let him know that I love you because you created me according to your will, and I know I'm perfect and faithfully, wonderfully